This video is going to talk you through the intro to spreadsheets. So what you want to do is go to your Google Drive, and we're going to create a spreadsheet so that we can talk about what it's used for and what it looks like. So once you're on your Google Drive, you're going to hit New. If you're using the old Google Drive view, this red button may say Create instead of New. Either one will get you started. And then we want to choose Google Sheets. Once it loads, we're going to name this spreadsheet. So just come up to where it says Untitled Spreadsheet. We're going to rename it, and you're going to call it In-Class Practice. I'm just putting my initials after it because I have several of these files, but you don't need to do that part. In-class practice is fine. And what we're going to do is start talking about what a spreadsheet is and what you use it for. So if you haven't used one before, it looks like this. Spreadsheets are generally used for organizing information and for completing mathematical calculations. So two main functions: organizing information and doing math. In Google, the spreadsheet is called Google Sheets. In Microsoft products, it's called Microsoft Excel. And you may have used that maybe earlier in elementary school before we switched over to Google Drive. But Excel is probably used more in business than Google Sheets is, because Excel has more features and it's a bigger program as well. Okay. A spreadsheet looks differently than like a regular document in Google because it has all these little rectangles. Okay? These rectangles are called cells, and that's spelled C-E-L-L-S. Now, these cells each have a unique cell name or cell address. Okay? Right now, if you look at my screen, you will see that there are letters that go across here, and there are numbers down here. The spreadsheet is made up of columns, and columns are always called letters. So this is column A, this is column B, this is column C, and so forth. And rows go across, and they're always numbered. So this is row 1, row 2, and row 3. Okay? The intersection of a column and a row makes a cell, and it also gives you their cell address or cell name. Okay? For example, right now I'm in column B, row 3. So the name of my cell that I'm in is B3. Okay? The column always goes first and then the row. So right now I'm in cell F8. Okay? And you can kind of see that it gets grayed out a little darker, the column that you're in, so you can easily see which one you're in. Okay. This one, this is B12. Okay. All right. One thing that causes issues for students when we start using spreadsheets is highlighting. I know this sounds a little crazy, but when you highlight in spreadsheets, you need to be careful. When you are just wanting to highlight information, you want to make sure that you point towards the center of the cell that you're going to start with. You're going to click down and then drag across to what you want to highlight. Okay? For example, right now I'm highlighting cell B2 to cell D7. Okay? What you have to look out for when you're working in Excel is sometimes your mouse will look different. For example, see how it looks like a little hand there? If I had stuff typed on this spreadsheet right now and it had the hand, I would actually be moving my information from one cell to the next. So you don't want to do that unless that's truly your intent to move something. So make sure that when you highlight, you point towards the center of your cell. The other thing you have to look out for is this skinny black cross. Okay? If you are in a certain section of your cell and it turns into this skinny black cross, what it's going to do is copy your information down, and we'll talk about that a little more in another video. But my point is, when you go to highlight, be sure that you're pointing towards the center of the cell. Click and drag to highlight. Okay. All right, this version of Google, if you have the most recent version, you'll see this check mark down here at the bottom in the green circle. And this most recent version has a capacity of 2 million cells. So once you fill up 2 million cells, it won't let you add any more. Excel has many more. Excel lets you put in over 17 million cells. So Google is a little limited in that respect. All right, that's all for this one. Thank you.